The gentleman from Stafford, Mr. Dudenhefer.
Mr. Speaker, I rise for a point of personal privilege.
The gentleman has the floor.
Mr. Speaker, I intentionally waited to be the last person to speak today because my message is going to be slightly different than the message that you have heard here, and you've continued to hear on the banter back and forth on transportation. And I've sat here, my chest pounding, because in order to make the point that I want to make today, I have to talk about a story that is profoundly personal. But I'm going to tell you, 9 years ago today, I lost the most precious thing in my life due to a car accident on a road in Virginia. And I'm not the only one who has lost a child here. And I know what those gentlemen here go through every day as they think and they try and grasp what that loss means to them. We've talked about having children, and to be honest, 9 years ago today, my life changed. And it changed in the sense that I had a new purpose. And I was a retiring Marine colonel looking forward to a very quiet retirement, working in my workshop, bouncing grandkids on my lap, and not having a real care. And at that point, you start trying to find what is it? What was the cause of the accident that she had? And there were no drugs, alcohol, that I could, be mad at a driver. There was a young driver, but he was driving on a road in Stafford County that had more hills and curves. The lanes were very narrow, and it had at least 10 times as much traffic as the road was. It was never really designed. It was a wagon trail that eventually got asphalted along the way. And now there's a high school a quarter mile away from where my daughter's accident occurred. I got into politics, and I'll tell you today that transportation improvements, not just congestion, but road safety, is immensely important for us. And we sit back and kind of bounce back and forth. Many of us take political positions on things. This is beyond that. We have gotten beyond political partisanship. I'm probably the only person in this chamber who every single day I commute 30 miles on I-95 in Northern Virginia. And let me tell you how painful that is. If we don't come up with solutions that pump sufficient funds into an account that we can start taking care of our infrastructure, not just the highways, the main highways, but we haven't been investing in our secondary roads. And those are the roads that our kids are driving on. Every single day, kids are driving on those roads. And it's imperative for us to take care of our families and to fill up, take care of the roads that those kids drive on every single day. Believe me, my wife, God bless her, I love her so much, but when she reads in a newspaper about a child who has been killed on our roads, she cries, and I have to hold her because of the memories, not for the child who died, they're going to a better place, but to the parents who have to live with the loss of that child. So I understand that there are bits and pieces of the governor's transportation plan that are egregious to both sides. I can tell you I haven't committed to endorsing it one way or the other. But we have this window. We have this opportunity. It doesn't come along very often. So what I ask you today is to contemplate what our obligations are and to put aside these differences. There's enough in that bill to hate, and there's enough in that bill to love. I'm asking you to find a way to deal with the things you hate and vote for a vote. I'm not even going to ask you to vote for it. I believe that it probably needs to be worked on. I ask you to open up to the governor's staff. They come to me every day wanting to know, what do you want to change? What do we need to do? Tell them what we need to do. Let's get a bill that we can all live with. and tell the people that we represent that we care about their families and their children who are riding the roads. And we care about the millions of man-hours that are lost every single year on I-95 and on those Northern Virginia roads. You know, think of the quality of life of those people who spend hours on the road that they could spend with their son at a soccer game. You know, so I don't mean to preach. I'm not the best public speaker, but this is something that touches my heart. And I believe that I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for my commitment to trying to work through these types of problems. And I'm asking you today to do the same. Thank you.